You're not ugly. You're just not in your best shape yet. I know this because I went from this lovely young gentleman on the left to this bloke on the right, and it was not easy. And I'm about to share with you exactly how I did it and how it changed my life. And you can do the same things because at age 15, I looked like this. Now, by no means am I an ugly looking young kid. I'd actually say I was quite a handsome young kid. But I hadn't started going to the gym yet. I'd never really exercised much. I had bloated, puffy cheeks, as you can see there. I don't know why in this picture, I look about 2 shades darker than what I look right now. I promise you, I have not bleached my skin, but for whatever reason, I just look a bit different there. But my diet was poor. I used to eat oven frozen meals every single day. I would just put chicken nuggets in the oven and microwave chips and eat stuff like that every single day. I had no attention to diet. I had no understanding of diet either. And aside from playing football with my friends, I didn't really exercise much. I did some Sunday league football, as you do when you're a 15-year-old kid growing up in the UK, but I didn't exercise intentionally. And I also never pulled, which is not a massive surprise given the level of confidence that I had at this age. This is actually around the time I was dealing with anxiety and depression, some of which I've spoken about before, spoken about it on TEDx in a lot more detail. So I'd suggest you watching my TEDx talk if you want to understand a bit more about that. But just a year later, just a year and a half later, I had been going to the gym and I started going to the gym as soon as I turned 16. So at this point, I'd actually be going to the gym for about a year. It says 1.5 years here, but it's more about a year at the time of this photo. I've massively slimmed down in my face. You can see there. I actually have a jawline here. So if you look back at the previous photo from before, I had those bloated, puffy cheeks. This is just over a year later, and those are completely gone. And now you can actually see my jawline, my figure, one of my best elements of my figure comes to show. And this is what I mean. A lot of people just are not in their best shape. And that's why they don't look their best because they just haven't hit their best shape yet. And neither had I at this stage. This was me just in my early days of getting in shape. I've been doing the gym for a while, just been doing cardio. And this is only 1.5 years after that previous photo. But I'd also discovered positive affirmations around this time. And this is another component. To be in your best shape physically, you also have to be in your best shape mentally. I believe that your mental fitness is even more important than your physical fitness, which is why you need to be speaking to yourself positively just as much as you're doing the positive work in the gym. Although I still hadn't pulled at this point. So I must have been doing something wrong because by the time I got to age 18, I was in my first year of university and I had finally pulled. Now, don't ask me how, because that outfit is absolutely atrocious. But obviously, I was trying to show off the guns. I was trying to show off the gains. I'd been lifting weights for about a year now, and I was in decent shape. I don't know what the glasses are about. I've never needed to wear glasses in my life, but I chose to on this particular occasion. But this was taken during University Freshers Week, which is when you join the university and you all go out to party. So the diet that week must have been incredibly poor. And I know for a fact I was drinking alcohol every single day, sometimes multiple times a day. So my diet was completely off. So I've still not eaten well, but you can see the shape that I'm getting in is good because I've just been lifting for a year. I'm getting some newbie gains. You can see a bit of a pump on the arms. You can also see my upper chest is starting to show. That was one of my good elements back at this age. And I just started with protein shakes as well, probably a few months before this. So I was now starting to actually get in the flow of understanding the gym a bit better. 19-year-old me. Now, there's no longer a question of whether or not he was pulling. I'd been lifting in the gym for a couple of years now, and I'd increased my confidence massively. You can actually see it just from the way I've taken this photo, that there's a lot more confidence there. I'm my delts there are big. Like those are big delts. And my chest, you can see, is very, very strong, but also I'm quite lean as well at the same time. And I was in the gym about 3 to 4 times a week. And I also did regular hit training. I actually used to do insanity workouts. If anybody has ever heard of insanity workout training, which is like a crazy level of hit training, I used to do that as my hit routine. I actually did it for 60 days straight to keep in this type of shape. I had a lean physique. I also was 19, so I was pretty young, pretty fit anyway, but I still had a poor diet. I was at university. It was my second year. I used to eat frozen chicken if I could. Otherwise, again, it was nuggets, often microwave pizzas. My diet was not good. I have Domino's a lot, and we used to have that a lot at university. So I just wasn't in my best shape. But this is good. This is me making progress. I'm taking protein now. I'm taking creatine now. So I'm understanding a lot more about the gym. But now I'm going to fast forward. One, because I actually don't have any pictures of me between the age of 19 to 24 for some reason. I don't know. But two, because my physique started to change a little bit between these years. So at the age of 24, I had a girlfriend now, and I was no longer struggling with pulling, as we've got over that. But now I actually have a girlfriend, a long term girlfriend. And sometimes what this means is that you get a little bit lazy in terms of training. I felt like I kind of completed the mission now. I'd got my body to a good place. I'd secured a woman that I really like. And now I don't train as much as I used to. So I'm only really training a couple of times a week. Now you can see I'm much higher in body fat here. I've never actually taken my body fat percentage, so I can't tell you what the body fat percent is. Just looking at that photo, I'm going to assume it's in and around about 20-ish percent, maybe just a bit below 20%. I'm still muscular, but I'm not lean. So I'm still lifting relatively heavy when I do go to the gym, but I'm not lean. I think I was doing 5x5 workouts then. So 5 sets, 5 reps, heavy lifts all the time when I would go. And I always had to do push-ups or abs exercises before I take photos. So this photo you're seeing here, I've definitely done some push-ups there to get my chest a little pumped, and I'm hiding my abs. You may or may not notice that, or may not be able to tell, but I'm actually hiding my lower abs here because they didn't look good. They didn't look good, and I was self-conscious about them. So I used to hide them in photos or cover them in photos if I could. And this was not good. I got a lot fluffier. I put all that hard work in, but I've still taken a step backwards because with fitness, it's never a straight path upwards. It's rocky, and I now needed to get back in shape. But very luckily, I got dumped by my girlfriend. And this brought me to the age of 25, where I had the single man gains. When you're single, you have nothing to do but train. You have nothing to do but train. So here I've had to take this screenshot from Instagram, and I was 85 kilos and I was tracking my calories every single day using an app called MyFitnessPal. I was taking protein and creatine as regular supplementation, and I was doing cold showers, I was doing semen retention, and I was reading self-help books every single day. So I was really on the spiritual growth type of era as well as being in the gym, and I was just hitting the weights. I had no girlfriend, I had nothing else to do except hit the weights every single time. And I was doing that consistently multiple times a week, and I got in this shape, which I could argue is probably my best shape to date. Probably my best shape today. I was benching 120 kilos, which is about 265 pounds. 1 rep max. So I was lifting heavy here, like super, super heavy here. And yeah, those single man gains took me a long way. So I got myself back on track. And that's only a year after that previous photo. But then again, another change. Something else happened in life, as it does. I turned plant based because I got ill. And I'll explain the story of me getting ill and turning plant based another day because it is a bit of a story in itself. So I'm not going to go into it here. But here's how it affected my physique. I was 81 kilos in the image that you see here. And again, as you can see, I'm not as strong. I actually took some time out of the gym because I was so unwell. I couldn't go to the gym for over a month. My bench press dropped significantly. Now my max bench press was about 90 kilos now. And I was on a whole foods plant-based diet. So I stopped taking supplements. I stopped doing anything. Just for the record, I've never taken a supplement since this time. I actually stopped taking them entirely during this period. And I was completely whole foods, plant-based, vegan. Much slimmer, leaner abs, but also not as strong. The muscle isn't as prominent as it was in the previous photo when I had the creatine, which gave me the pump. But you can see I'm very lean in this photo, and I just was around the time of starting to box as well, which brings me to the age of 30. This photo was taken in the same week that I'm recording this video. So this is exactly how my physique looks right now. And I've been boxing for 3 years now, and I actually train for boxing, and I'm also mature now. So I'm actually doing life properly. My weight stays in and around 80 kilos, which is about 176 pounds. And I train 4 to 5 times a week, different forms of training. So boxing is my main focus for training, but then I'll also do cardio, calisthenics, and weights. Calisthenics just because I love it so much. Weights because I need the explosive power for boxing, and cardio because you need good stamina to be combative in the ring. I eat an 80% whole foods diet. It's not just plant-based, it's all foods now. I will eat chicken, I will eat steak, I will eat fish, eggs. At the time of recording this video, I do have a plan to return to a more alkaline plant-based diet in future, but right now I'm focused on eating for my boxing training, which involves obviously quite high testosterone training. So I'm eating a lot of foods that are associated with high testosterone as well. And I still haven't taken any supplements. I don't take protein shakes. I don't take creatine. I don't take even multivitamins. I don't take anything. I've never taken paracetamol in my entire life. I don't take anything outside of the food. And that is the physique that I'm in, doing just that. If I was on protein and creatine, I imagine my physique would be even better, because here I don't know what my body fat is right now. I've never measured it, but it's a good level. As you can see, my abs are there, my chest is well defined, my arms are well defined. But I only weight train 1 to 2 times a week. It's just bench, squats, and deadlifts are the only weight training exercises I do. I have a girlfriend now, and I'm sustaining the relationship, and I'm training consistently while being in the relationship, because I have a better understanding of how to manage myself and what I need to stay in my best physical condition. And this is up there. I'm torn between this physique and the physique when I was 25. Obviously, I've got the tats now, so I think I look way cooler now, but I was obviously bigger back then. So there's a debate to be made there. But this same transformation journey, anyone can go on it. And not only can you transform your body, but you can transform your mind as well. Because this is not the only thing I've done in this last 15 years. By the age of 30, I've given a TEDx talk. I've spent 3 years as a digital nomad. I've traveled to 27 countries. I've spoken to 500,000 people on stage in India. I've had a boxing match. I've been featured on live TV. I've worked at a ton of tech companies, including Google, and made a 6-figure tech salary. And I've pushed my body beyond its limits. I've done a 72-hour fast just this year. And I'm giving everyone who's watching this video a chance to grow with me. So don't worry, this is not me trying to sell anything to you at all. It's actually the opposite. I want to speak to people who have gone through challenges in their lives, have gone through difficult times and are trying to overcome them. And I want to learn and understand what they're going through in their journey, and just have a conversation. Just see if there's anything that's happened in my life that's similar, that resonates, that could potentially help. The reason is, I give out so much help to people in and around me, but I'd love to extend it beyond just the people in my circle. I'd love to help as many people as I can, because one day I want to write a book about all of these journeys and all these experiences, and I need to know what the challenges that people are facing look like. So click the link to fill out the form in the description below. And if you're selected, we'll have a conversation soon. Otherwise, I hope you've enjoyed this video. Leave a like and a comment, and make sure you subscribe to the channel for more like this.